Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be refilming the transfer method on my Billow bracelet. I felt like the first one wasn't clear enough, so I want to be able to redo it so hopefully more of you can make this. Just make sure you do have 5 C clips for the transfer part. For the band count, I will have all that information down in the description box below. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. To make this bracelet, you need a total of 5 bars wide. We're going to have the outer 2 bars align like this, and the middle 3 are a normal staggered setup. So the first thing we're going to do is choose our side colors here. I alternate between 2, which is what I'm going to do today. I am using a different band, but I'm still using blue and I'm still using pink. So I'm going to start with my pink here. And we're going to start by laying a straight band and then a horizontal. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Straight and horizontal. And then we're going to come down to this next open space and choose our second color, which is going to be my blue. And we're going to be making, I call it a C shape, but it's like a backward C on this right side. So we'll lay a horizontal, straight, horizontal. Everything we do on the right side, we have to do on the left. So we'll lay a horizontal, straight, and horizontal. So it will look like that. So we need to have a total of 6 sets. This first one counts as 1. This is going to be 2. And we keep alternating until we have a total of 6 of them. So keep alternating your colors right now, laying these side shapes. So this is what your first loom setup will look like. There's my last set. There's nothing on the very end one. So if you start looking at the beginning, we're counting this first one as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we're going to start filling in the middle with the same colors. And I just used the same colors as I used on the side. So we're going to be filling the centers in. And we're going to start on the second pin down. And we're going to start by laying one straight one with whatever color you used right here on the side. Now we're going to go to whatever color you used on the side for the second one, which is my blue. And we're going to lay a total of 4 bands. We'll lay one going straight. Then we'll go diagonal from the left side, diagonal from the right side, and straight. We'll go to our pink. We'll do the same thing. 1 going straight, 2 from the left, 3 from the right, and number 4 will go straight. And we will keep alternating that down the loom with their colors. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is what your loom will look like now. So now we're going to choose the color where my blue is. I'm just going to grab a random color and use orange. I don't know if it will look great, but it's bright and you'll be able to see it good. So we're going to start on the second and fourth row. And we're going to start by laying a straight single chain going down both of these rows. So we'll start with this one here. And you're just going to lay this straight until you reach the last band on that same row. Like that. See how it meets up to that one? Once you reach that, then you're just going to bring it into the center like so. You're going to do the same thing on this row here. Lay a straight one, And you would do that the same exact way, and we'll bring it in when we reach the end. I've reached my last band on that side, and then you'll bring it into the center. So we're still going to work with these orange bands, and we're going to be laying some diagonal bands in the center here. So we'll start on the second row, and we're going to lay it from the left and then from the right, going into the center like that. We won't lay one on the next one because we already have a blue one underneath there. We'll come up to the next one and lay one there. And you can see that there's nothing on that row. I always go from the same direction. It just keeps things consistent. And we're going to do that on every other one. So in the end, when all of our diagonal bands are laid, there will not be any more empty spaces. If you look closely, it will all be filled in like so. So the last thing that we have to do is add a cap band onto the centers of all of the orange ones. So we'll start on this first one, and we're placing a double cap band, so it will be wrapped around 2 times. We will not cap the ones that are not orange. We're only doing a cap band on the ones we just laid. And you also want to add a cap band onto the very last one as well, so that we can start looping down here. And this is what it should look like. So go ahead and turn your loom around, and we can start the looping. So we're going to start by looping out their V's now, all of the orange V's. In other words, we're going to go into the cap bands of all of the orange and loop those out. So we'll start with the first one, going into the cap band, looping the top band out to the right, and the bottom one out to the left. Come up to your next cap band, go inside, and loop it out. And we're just going to be looping all of these back to themselves. So that was the last one that we had to do. So we'll come back to the beginning. And we're going to be working with this right straight orange chain. So we're going to go into the first pin right here that has the orange on it. You're going to grab that top band and loop it straight. Go into that pin and loop that next one straight. And every time we reach these orange V's where we have the cap band, we're going to grab that entire band there and bring it over the pin and let it go. Then we will go into that pin and loop the straight ones up again. There will always be 2 that you have to loop up. And then we will grab this cap band again and flip it over. We will go back to looping up the straight. And then flipping the cap band over. And we will keep doing that up the loom. Gotta flip this last one up here, and don't forget to loop the last one straight. So we're going to come over to the left side and do the exact same thing, and we'll start by looping this top one up, the next one up again, and just like the other side, when we reach this cap band, you're going to grab the entire cap band and pull it over and release. And we will just keep alternating between looping these 2 straight ones forward and flipping. Don't forget to flip the last one up here and loop your last one straight. So this is what it looks like. And now we're going to start the main pattern of the bracelet. So we're going to start by coming down into the very center pin, looping up that bottom blue band to the center. We're going to go into that pin. You're going to grab the top diagonal band, and if you laid it in the same direction that I did, it will go to the left. You're just making the band go back to its original self. Then we need to grab this entire orange cap band that's sitting on this pin right here. We're going to pull it over the pin and let it go. It sits right there. We'll then go back into that same pin, and there's 2 bands there that we have to move right here. Go inside of that, grab the bottom blue horizontal band, and you will loop that out to itself, which will go to the left. Come back to the center pin, and we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So we'll grab the top diagonal band that's in this pin and loop it to the right. We're going to grab this entire orange cap band. Make sure you're grabbing both of the bands over there. Flip it over the pin. Then we'll go into that same pin. Just make sure you're getting in front of those 2 blue bands. Grab that bottom band and loop it out. Come back to the center pin, and we will loop this bottom blue band forward. So at this stage, after we loop it forward, we need to flip this. There's a cap band under this pin here. It's right there. We need to grab that whole cap band and flip it over the pin. I just reach my hook back here and try to grab a chunk of it. Just make sure that you're grabbing it behind this band. If you grab in front of it, you're not going to be able to flip the cap band over. So go right behind it, grab a chunk of it, pull it towards yourself, over the pin, and let it go. It gets locked in front of the pin right there, and then we can go ahead and move on to the next section. So to start the next section, you're just going to move that cap band out of the way. Make sure you're getting the entire thing moved. If you just move the top, see how you can still see the bottom of the cap band? Make sure you're getting down far enough to where you're pushing the entire cap band back. You're grabbing the bottom pink and looping it straight. We're going to start that whole process again. So we will loop this top one diagonal to the left. And then we're going to flip this entire orange cap band over. And then we'll go into that pin and loop this pink to the left. So we'll come back to the center, and we're now going to do the right side. So we'll grab the top diagonal pink, bring that to the right. You're going to grab your entire orange cap band, bring it over the pin, let it go. And then we'll go into this pin, move the top 2 bands, grab the bottom horizontal, and loop it out to the right. Come back to the middle and loop that bottom pink straight. And this is where we have to flip that cap band over. So we're going to grab a chunk of the cap band from the back. If you find that you can't grab it with your hook, you can grab it right here with your fingers and just gently pull it over the pin and towards yourself. It slides it onto that band and does the same thing. So you can do it either way. And then we're going to go ahead and start the next section, and we will keep repeating. So make sure you're getting in front of that entire cap band, grabbing the bottom blue band and looping it up. And then we will loop our diagonal blue out to the left. We will flip the orange cap band over. And then we will loop the horizontal blue to the left. And we will repeat on the right. So we will loop our diagonal band out, flip the cap band, go into that same pin, grab the bottom blue band and loop it out. We will come back to the middle and loop the blue forward. And we finish that section by flipping that cap band over. So that's what we're going to do. Go ahead and keep following along. Just don't forget to keep flipping that cap band over when we get to that part. And I am going back in and looping my last center band on the middle row forward. So make sure you do not forget that last straight one. We'll be putting a C-clip on that. We don't have to do anything else on either the left or the right sides. So we are done with all that for now. And now we're going to come back to the beginning. So now we're going to be looping these side bands that we didn't loop up originally. And I just want to show you when we get to this part right here, we've already looped this blue band outwards. So this blue band that's facing the right, that's sitting on top, we already looped. But we're going to be looping that same band again. So when I'm telling you to grab the bottom band on this pin, I'm going to be talking about this band right here. So again, that's the top of the band. This is the bottom. It's already looped, but we're looping that band again. That band right there, we're going to be looping up to this pin. I'm just giving you a preview so you have an idea of what we're going to be doing when we get there. So we're going to work on the right side first. We're going to grab this horizontal blue band and bring it to the right. Then we're going to go into that pin, push the top two bands out of the way and grab the bottom band, and you're going to loop that forward. From here, we're going to be grabbing the fourth band, which is this bottom one. So you're going to go into this pin. When the loom is facing you, you're technically only moving one band out of the way. But if you look from the side, you are grabbing the fourth one down. So make sure you're grabbing the most bottom band that's on that pin. And you're going to shimmy it off of the pin and then loop it up to the pin above. That is very important. If you don't do that, your bracelet will fall apart. So we'll come up to this pin right here. You see that horizontal pink? We're going to go in there and loop that to the right. We'll go into that same pin, moving the two bands out of the way so that you can grab the very bottom one. And that's going to get looped straight. And this is where we have to grab the very bottom band right here. So you're going to move the top one out of the way, grab the very bottom band that's on that pin. You kind of have to work it around the pin to get it off, and then connect it to the pin above. We'll do the next color, grabbing the blue horizontal, bringing it out to the right. We're going to move the top two, grab the bottom band, and loop it straight. And then we'll go into this pin, grabbing the very bottom band and looping it up. We're going to do that all the way up, so we'll do that again. We'll bring this one outwards, grab the bottom band and loop it straight. We're going to go into this pin, grab the very bottom band, work it off of the pin and loop it up. We're going to do this until we reach the end. We have a couple more to do, so we're going to bring it out, bring this up, and then grab the very bottom band, work it off the pin, and loop it up. This is the last one we have to do right here. So we will bring this out, and then lastly we will bring this bottom band forward. So this is what it should look like. There should not be any more open spaces on the sides. And we're now going to do that exact same thing on the left side. So we're going to start on this row right here. We're going to grab this horizontal blue and bring it to the left. We're going to go into this pin, grab the very bottom band and loop it straight. And this is where we're going to be grabbing the fourth band, the bottom band right there, and looping it up. So Grab the very bottom, work it off of the pin, and loop it up. We're going to grab the pink, bring it to the left. Grab the very bottom band on this pin and loop it straight. We'll go into this pin and grab the very bottom band and loop it up. So just like we did on the right side, we will keep doing this all the way up. So we bring the horizontal out, and then we're grabbing the very bottom band, bringing it up, grabbing the very bottom band on that one and bringing it up. I'm at the top on the last one, so we'll bring it out, and then we'll grab the very bottom band and bring it up. So we are done looping our first section. This is what it looks like. We're going to grab our 5 C-clips and we're going to C-clip each one of these very top bands. So make sure that your C-clip is around both bands securely before you actually remove it from the pin. And then once you have them all C-clipped and removed, so that you know it's not going to fall apart, then you're going to use your hook and go through and remove it. Alrighty, so here's my piece, and we're about to start laying our second set. So we have to determine what color to lay first because we have to start with the opposite color that we started with the first time. So if you look where your C-clip is on the corner, whatever color you have there means that's the first color we laid last time. So that's not the color we want to start with this time. We want to start with the second color, which for me is my blue that's sitting under it. So whatever color you have sitting right there is what you're going to grab right now. If you used 2 colors. If you used 1, then this doesn't matter. So I'm going to grab my second color, which is my blue. We're going to start just like we did the first time, except we're going to start on the second pin down. We're going to start by laying a straight one, and then a horizontal, and then repeat that on the left, laying a straight and a horizontal. We're going to call that our first set. We're going to come down to the next open pins and go to our second color, and we'll start laying that backward C. So a horizontal, straight, horizontal, and do the same on the left side. We need to have a total of 5 sets. It's looking like that. This is set 1, this is set 2, and we will keep laying them until we have 5. So keep alternating your colors until you have 5 side sets, just like me. So I've just laid my 5th set. This is what it should look like. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 2 empty pins on the sides. We are going to grab whatever color you have next, or should be laying next, which for me is pink. And we're just going to lay a horizontal and horizontal. And that's all we're going to do for the side bands right now. And now we're going to go ahead and start filling in the middle. So we're going to grab whatever color you started with, which is blue for me. And we're going to come down to the 3rd pin. And we're going to lay a straight one like that. We'll go back to whatever color you have right here on the sides. And we're going to start laying the 4 bands. So we're going to go straight, diagonal, diagonal, and straight. And then we'll go to our blue and we'll do the same thing. And we will keep alternating colors like we did the first time, laying all of our center bands. When you get down to the end here, I laid my last 4th one for my blue. You can see we have 1 empty pin left. We're going to lay straight, and then we will do the diagonal and diagonal to the right. So that's what it should look like at the end of your loom. I'm going to show you the whole loom so you can see it. And now we are going to go to our orange bands and start laying those. So we're going to be starting on the second pin, and we're going to lay a straight single chain going all the way down this row. Like that. We're going to do the same thing on this row. Like that. And now we're going to go in and fill the diagonal bands in the centers with the cap bands. So we're going to be starting on the third pin down, and that's where we will lay our diagonal orange from the left and from the right, like that. Skip the next one, come up to the next one and do your next one. Like so. And now place a cap band on the center of each orange. So this is what it will look like after all of my cap bands are on. And we are ready to turn our loom around. And we are ready to start connecting our very first transfer piece. So this is usually where people have the hardest time with connecting. I will say that this, as far as connecting goes, it is a pretty simple piece. We just have to make sure we match them up correctly. So if you grab your C-clip, the band that the C-clip is connected to, for example, this middle pink one, that entire pink band is going to connect to the middle. The second one, which is this orange one over here, the entire band that C-clip is going through is going to connect to the right, and then this corner one will connect to the corner. The same thing for the left side. This will connect to the orange, and then this corner one will connect here. So your main focus needs to be that the entire band gets placed on the pin. So we're going to start with the middle one. So we're going to grab this C-clip here, and we're going to make sure that we stretch this entire band onto that pin. So I like to put my finger through the middle to make sure I'm opening the whole band up, to make sure that whole pink band is getting attached. And also make sure your bracelet is facing up. That's important. So if you look here at the center, see the two pink bands right there? That is the single chain that we just reconnected. You can pull the bracelet like this. You can see that chain. We're going to do the same thing to this one over here. So you're going to grab the next one in line, which is this one right here. You're going to grab the whole C-clip. That orange band needs to be placed on that pin. So you can stretch it like this so you can see the opening, and you're going to put that whole band onto that pin like that. There's two bands there. It's on correctly. So we need to do the last one now. So I'm going to locate that C-clip. So I have my last C-clip. We're going to pull it over towards the right. You can see that my bracelet is not like twisted. You can see the little teardrop shape going towards the right. We're going to stretch it over to the right and place that whole band on the pin. See, there's two bands on there. That's on there. And now we need to do the same thing to the left side. It's going to get very tight and you're going to have to stretch it more. But grab the orange C-clip, or whichever one you have next to your center one. Pull it to the left. If you want to use your fingers to stretch the band open to make sure that whole thing gets on there. And now you have just one left, which is this one here on the corner. Again, if you want to use your fingers, you can, or your hook, to put it down in the center of that band. stretch it open and connect it on like that. I'm going to pull this down so you guys can get a better look. So that's how it should be connected onto the loom. And now you need to remove each one of those C-clips. I like to use my hook, stretch the bracelet out a little bit from the pin, and then I can pop it off a little easier. Okay, so I did popped off all my C-clips, just a little easier. And now we're ready to start working with this set. So the first thing that we need to do is open up these corner bands that we have attached to the corner pins. So by doing that, we're just going to grab the top band on this corner, and we're just going to take it off of the pin and bring it back here and sit it on that pin. And we're going to do the same thing to the left one. Grab the top band and remove it and place it back here. We're just going to sit it there for now, and it's going to stay there, and we'll close it back up later. So now we need to continue looping the same way we did the first loom setup, and we're going to start by going into the cap bands and looping all of these diagonal bands out. So we'll be starting right here where this first orange cap band is and looping all of our V's out. So go ahead and get all of these looped out just like this. Now we're going to come back to the beginning, and we need to finish looping up the orange straight ones and then flipping these cap bands over. So we're going to be starting on this pin right here. That first one is the band that we connected on there, so we're going to just go inside that pin, grab the top straight orange that's on there, and loop it straight. And then we're going to grab this cap band and flip. And we're going to keep alternating between looping them straight and then flipping the cap band over. Don't forget to loop that last one forward. That's where we'll be attaching our C-clip later. And we need to do that same thing on the left side. So we'll start right here in the pin where we connected it on. Grab your straight one, loop it straight, and flip the cap band over. This is what it will look like after we have all of our orange looped out. So we're going to start looping the main pattern. So for this first section, it could be a little bit tight getting in this pin since we have the transfer there. So something you can do is just grab it and kind of pull it down like that, and you can see things a little more clearly. So we're going to go into the first pin, and we're going to loop the top diagonal pink back to itself. And then we're going to flip over this entire orange cap band that's right here. Then we'll go into that pin and loop the horizontal pink out to the left. Make sure you're getting in front of both of those two bands, and then grab the bottom and loop it out. I'm still holding the bracelet down because we're going to go back into that pin and do the right side. Now I'm going to let it go, and we're going to flip over the orange cap band. We'll go into this pin right here, grabbing the bottom band and looping it to the right. We're going to come back to the middle. We're going to grab, I should hold it down again. We're going to be grabbing that pink band that's right there. Let me hold it up so you can see. So see when it's squished, you can't see it, but when I stretch it, that pink band right there, I'm going to grab that and loop it forward. Just like that. So we're going to flip over the cap band right here. And so far, everything we're doing is exactly like the first time. And then we will come up to the next section and start the same thing all over again. We'll start by looping the blue forward. we will loop our diagonal out, flip the cap band, and loop the horizontal to the left. Come back to the middle and do the right. Like that. And that's what we're going to keep doing all the way up. So I'm not going to keep explaining it. This is exactly the same process that we did for the first loom setup, but you can just follow along if you're having any trouble. This is what your loom should look like after you finish this part of it. So we're going to come back to the beginning, and we're going to be working down here at the corner pins. So on this corner pin here, I had you put this band here. Now that we have this looped up, we need to bring it back. So we're going to just pick this band up, bring it forward, and you're simply just going to reattach it onto the pin. Now we need to reach down into that pin and grab the very bottom band. It's the fourth band down right there. And we're going to loop that up to the pin above. So you're pushing back 3 bands, grabbing the bottom one, which is the fourth, and looping it up to that pin there. This is extremely important for your bracelet not to fall apart, that you do that step correctly. Now we're going to continue looping up the right side just like we did the very first time. So we will loop this horizontal band out to the right. Let me just hold it up so you can see where we're at. So I brought that band to the right. Then we'll go in here, grab the very bottom blue band and loop it straight. So you're moving the top one out of the way. Trying to get it to be unblurry. Grabbing the very bottom blue and loop it straight. And we're going to loop the border all the way up, doing the same thing. Looping it out, looping the bottom up, and then looping the bottom band up. So this is what it will look like after you've finished the right border. Make sure you don't have any spaces in there. If you missed even just one, your bracelet will come apart. So we have to do the same thing on the left side. So on this bottom pin over here, we have to pick this band up that we set there earlier. You're going to bring it back up here and reattach it to the pin. Just like that. Then we have to reach down into that same pin, and you're going to move these 3 bands out of the way. You're going to grab a hold of the fourth one, work it off of the pin, and connect it to the pin in front. Just like that. And then we're going to continue on. So we will loop our horizontal out and grab the bottom band and loop it up. Then you grab the bottom band on that pin and loop that up. And we will do that all the way up. So this is what it will look like now that everything's looped. So we're going to attach a C-clip to each 5 of those at the top. Very carefully remove each one, making sure that the C-clip doesn't pop off when you remove it. I recommend using your hook to remove the rest. Okay, so here I have my piece off of the loom. We have one more set to lay. So this is what the top of mine looks like with my 5 C-clips. So this time, to choose the color that we're going to start laying, we are going to choose whatever color is on the corner right here. So my color is blue. That's what I need to start with for my very last section. So go ahead and put your bracelet to the side, grab your color, and we are going to be starting by counting down to the 5th pin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th pin down, you're going to lay a loose band like that onto that 5th pin, and that's for closing it later on. And then we are going to lay diagonal left and right, and then we're going to lay a horizontal coming from the right and from the left, just like that. We're going to switch to our second color, and we're going to start laying the backwards C shape just like we did the other 2 loom sets. So we will lay a horizontal, straight, and a horizontal, and repeat on the left. So we're going to call that set 1, and we need to have a total of 3 sets right now. So we're going to keep alternating them until those 3 are laid. So there's the beginning, and then I have 1, 2, 3 sets laid. We still have 2 empty pins down here, and just like we did last time, we are going to grab our next color and simply lay a horizontal just like that. So we're going to come back to the beginning and fill in the centers. So grab whatever color you started with. Start by laying a straight one right there, and then you're going to grab your second color, and we will start laying the center pattern of 4, and this is exactly the same steps as previously, and we will keep alternating the colors until they are all laid. This is what it will look like at the end of the loom. We're going to push that down a little bit, and we're now going to lay our orange bands again. So the orange bands, we're going to start on the second row, and this is where we just lay a single chain all the way down. So this is what it looks like, and we're now going to fill in with the diagonal oranges. So we have 4 of them to lay, and we start on the very first one. Just like that. And now go through and put a cap band on the center of each orange diagonal set. Like that. So we're now going to turn our loom around, and we are ready to connect our last transfer. So grab your piece. I'm going to push this first row down some, and we're going to connect it the same way we did the first time. So we have a total of 5 C-clips. The corner ones are going to go to the corner right here. The second one in is going to connect there, and then the middle one there. So I like to start with the middle. We're going to start with this one. If you pull your C-clip like that, it makes a teardrop shape. That entire teardrop needs to go onto the pin. So just pull it, stretch it out so you can see the opening like that, and attach it on. The whole band is on that pin. We're going to do the same thing to each one. So I'm going to grab the second one over. I like to grab the C-clip. If you pull the C-clip, you can see the hole in the middle right there. That's where the pin needs to go, where that opening is. Place that whole band onto the pin. And lastly, the corner one. I'm going to stretch it over to the corner. If you want to put your finger or hook down into the center, that's exactly where the pin needs to go, into the center of that band that has the C-clip on it. So we have 3 connected, and we need to do these 2 on this side. So we're going to stretch it over and place that whole band. Whoops. I'm putting my finger right through the center of that band and placing it on. Like that. And my finger was stuck in the bit. And lastly, we're going to attach our blue one to the corner. Just like that. So this is kind of popping up a little, so I would push it down. And now we need to remove the C-clips from each one of those. And if you need to use your hook to help you, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to get my C-clips removed and I'll meet you back here. Alrighty, so my C-clips are off. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by grabbing this corner band that's sitting on top of this pin right here. This blue one. And we need to open this band up. So we're taking it off of the pin and bringing it back here and sitting it on that pin for now. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. Just be careful that you don't lose it while you're doing it. Take it off of the pin and sit it on the pin behind it for now. From here, we're going to do the looping just like we did on the first 2 sets. We're going to go ahead and loop the centers out on all of these orange cat bands. So go ahead and get all of these looped out. Now we're going to come back to the beginning and we're going to loop up this side of the orange. We're going to loop the straight orange bands forward and then flip the cat bands over. And remember, we alternate those 2 steps all the way up. And don't forget to flip this one over, this last one. And then do the same thing on the left side. Loop up your orange and flip. This is what it will look like after you are all done that part. We're going to start looping the main section up again. So we're going to start right here on the center, but it's very tight in here where we connected the transfer. So I recommend grabbing your bracelet and holding it down so you can see in there clearly. We're going to go into the first pin here, and you're going to grab the diagonal band and bring it to the left. Flip your cat band over. Go into that pin and loop the horizontal out. We'll go back to the center and do the same thing on the right side. Flip that cat band and loop the horizontal out. Like that. And then we'll come back to the center and loop that bottom band forward. If you had a hard time seeing that, then you can pull the bracelet back like that so you can see. After you loop that up, we're going to grab this cap band and bring it over the pin. And then we will continue looping it up. So you guys can just follow along. Everything that we're doing right now is exactly the same that we have been doing the entire time. The same looping steps. This is what it looks like right now. We'll come back to the very beginning. We're going to start down on this right corner. This is really important. We're going to start by grabbing the span that we sat here earlier. We need to bring it back up and sit it back on the pin that it was originally on earlier. Now we're going to go into that same pin and we're going to grab the very bottom band that's on that pin. So make sure you are getting in front of the top three, grabbing the very bottommost one, and that is going to come up to the pin above. We will bring this out. We will bring the bottom band forward. And then we will grab the bottom band on that pin and bring that forward. Again, these steps are exactly the same. Do not forget to grab the bottom band on the second to last pin to bring it up here. By doing so, it connects it to the top, and this is where we will close it. So you will bring this, there's only one band on that pin. You will bring it in. And then you'll go in that pin and grab the bottom and bring that in. So we have the right side all done. And now we need to do the left side the exact same way. So make sure you grab this band down here at the corner and bring it back to the pin and reattach it. You'll reach down into that same pin and grab the very bottom band and loop it up. From there, we will continue looping the border the same way, bringing this out, grabbing the bottom band, bringing it up, and then grabbing the very bottom band and bringing that up. And we will continue that all the way up. So after you reach the top of the left side and we've connected that band up there, you're going to grab the bottom band on that pin and bring it in. Go into that band, grab the bottom and bring it in. And that is where we have our loose band for closing it up. So we'll reach down into the middle, grab all of our, we'll reach down in the middle, grab our loose band. And this is where we will attach our C-clip. Once you know the C-clip is on there, you can go ahead and pull up on the bracelet. And then I give it a nice good stretch. Since we've had lots of transfers and pulling and tugging, if any of these side bands are twisted, just roll it between your finger and it untwists it nicely. That's it. And then you just simply find the cap band here at the end and your C-clip. And clip both ends together. And there you have my completed Billow bracelet using the transfer method. So I really hope that this tutorial was clearer for you guys and that you guys are able to make it from this video. I think I cut too much out of the first one, so hopefully this one was much easier for you guys to do. Let me know down below if it was helpful. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you make it. I thank you guys so much for watching another tutorial, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.